approximately 2 hours from now. 2 hours. 2 hours from now, you say? What do we mean? 2 hours from the FOMC statement, right? About 2 hours and 2.5 hours, we're going to be having the statements here, as you can see. Let me just do some highlighting here. And why are we talking about the FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee data to be released? That has to do with the interest rate. And of course, based on inflation, based on a whole lot of other things, a lot of people are expecting further hikes. And based on the predictions that we have here, this is the prediction, the expectations, all this is the previous, and then this is the actual, which is blank, which is yet to come. So we're going to have the same thing that we had last time, or is it going to be higher? How is that going to affect the dollar, the USD? How is that going to affect the major currency pairs, the Euro USD, the Pound USD, and the likes? Trust me, one thing I can say is that there's going to be volatility, fresh and heavy volatility that's going to be introduced to the market at that point in time, which is approximately 2 hours, 2.5 hours from now. So if you're watching this video, please check on the time zone, right? This here is the UK time. This is Wednesday, June 14, and we're looking at 7 p.m. UK time, just in case you want this a bit later or whatever the case might be, because I'm going to be uploading this shortly on the YouTube channel, of course. So this is 7 p.m., right? And then this is 7:30 p.m. For USD, we also have news coming out 11:45 for the New Zealand dollar, the Kiwi. This is the GDP, but we are after the FOMC statement. This is what we're after for now. And trust me, there's going to be good volatility that's going to be introduced in the market. So you need to be aware of what's coming out soon so that you can protect your account either by not trading, or if you're in a trade, then or in trades, and you can manage them appropriately by using proper stop loss placement, or taking partial profit, or whatever the case might be. But I would not advise you to start taking fresh trades prior to the news, because the volatility could be high. You could have whipsaws, you could have slippage, spread would definitely increase, and a whole lot of other things would happen. And you're going to see for yourself, right? And that's why we're doing this analysis beforehand to help you out. Now, let's cross over to a few charts. Let's cross over to what's happening to the dollar as of now. Earlier today, we had news come out for the PPI, the Producer Price Index, for the dollar at 1:30 p.m. UK time. We're going to talk about that, what has been happening to the dollar this week, and of course, what we're expecting, especially based on the FOMC coming out in a few, right? So this is the information that we've had right from this week. I can tell you that from this week, I can mark from here to where it is now. The dollar, this is the dollar, the DXY, the dollar index. The DXY has been bearish, as you can see. This is the move that we've had to the downside. And then we have this area here as untested resistance. We have here too as resistance, but tested based on this information. And what the previous videos as well, we've talked about all of this, guys. So we have here as untested. Look at this vertical move. Naturally, you should not fight or go against vertical moves, because this obviously shows, this is the vertical move we're talking about, this move down. This vertical move obviously shows strength to the downside. So we should expect not to fight it. But I can also say this: price has dropped from here to here, and this is how I look at the market as well. How much lower can this dollar index drop this week? Today is Wednesday, and there tends to be pullback. So even if it's going to drop lower, we should have a decent enough pullback. That means that for the FOMC statement coming out, whatever the case might be, whether they hike the rates or they don't, whether it's good or bad for the dollar, I'm expecting a pullback to this area. That doesn't mean I'm going to dive in and be looking for buy positions here. No, I'd rather wait for price to get to this point for me to enter on a sell and then take it back down. This is just my own thought process on the dollar, right? Because if you check the other instruments, and we're going to check a few now, you check like the likes of the Euro USD, you can see the Euro USD too is vertical move to the upside. That means that more or less this week, we're talking about this week, right? We're talking about today and then this week. That means that for this week, we're expecting a pullback on the fiber, right? So it's that pullback that you can try to take advantage of. Maybe you're using the likes of divergence or RSI for divergence, or for overbought regions, or whatever the case might be. You can see what we have here. And if you even cross over to the few others like the cable, pounds USD, you can see it's looking more of what, more of an uptrend, meaning that it is time to pull back. My question still lies, or still remains: how much lower can the dollar go? how much higher can the cable go? This is the cable. How much higher can the fiber go? How much lower can the dollar go today, this week? I'm expecting pullbacks. If you understand the structure, the dynamics of price, you know that just like a rubber band, when you pull it and stretch it and stretch it and stretch it, at one point in time, there needs to be a snapback. So I'm expecting this FOMC to be the snapback. We also have news coming out tomorrow for the dollar, right? Because this week has been heavy for news for the dollar, USD, and also have on Friday as well. But it still remains, the question still remains, how much lower can it go? We need that pullback, and we need to be cautious of our trading. Aussie, the same thing, uptrend, pullback, same thing, Kiwi. By the time you flip through a few instruments, you'll notice this strong moves from today, right? And then, of course, the strong moves from the week, because the move from the week is more or less from here. If you check the movement from the week, this is what we have. And clearly, you can see that it's a downtrend. So this is the fresh wave, and there needs to be a pullback. There needs to be a pullback either to this point here or to this point here. And then you look for your entry to short here or to short here. Now, I'm going to be releasing this video in a few minutes. I'm trying to make sure it is not too lengthy. Watch it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is our own analysis. This is our own expectation of the dollar based on the FOMC statement. I'm not really expecting a further heavy drop move. You could even have maybe a spike down, but then it rushes back up, and then you have like a kind of pin bar formation or whatever the case may be. It might just be a whipsaw down and then push back up. You might not get here up on one candle. Who knows? The volatility might be that heavy or might not be that heavy. I don't know. But I'm expecting the market to get back to this point sooner than later. So let's see how that goes. And please, please watch this video to the end. And then if you have any question, feel free to ask. We would always be doing an update. We're doing more and more video updates now to bring you up to date on the story, because we're looking at the story of price, what price is doing, what price is going to do, right? So that we can take advantage. We always try to use the history to the present to try to predict, to try to forecast the future. So I want to say thank you. I remain Tolu of CSA Forex, Common Sense Approach to Forex Trading. Do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell on this YouTube channel. And when we drop newer videos, you get them before the news comes out, and then you can take advantage. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you in a bit. Thank you and goodbye for now. Cheers.